Okay, well, this is it. How painful was that off-season? It just never ended, but we finally made it here to Vegas. I'm, of course, Miles Ross, joining me, the wonderful Philip Whitfield. How are you doing, brother? Welcome back to Vegas. You've been here a few times this year.
I have. I just want to go back to what you said about the off-season. Way too long, not about it, got bored. I'm glad we're back. The Call of Duty World League is here, of course. And again, yeah, spent a lot of time in Vegas, a beautiful place. And I tell you what, these couple of days that we're about to see could be historic. There's so much on the line, not just the money, but the Pro League spots, everything that's going down here. And of course, shout out to the COD World League and MLG behind this. This stage and set is incredible.
It's absolutely ridiculous. We have made history today. Let's not take that away from the crowd here. There are over 250 teams, the biggest amount of teams we've seen in an event. We're at the Hard Rock Hotel here in Las Vegas, and it's the first 5v5 event.
It is.
That's in the books, if you ask me, and my God, what a match we have to kick this one off. LG, Red, two teams who we've talked about enough. You know, LG maybe been underperforming online. We've had a couple of problems with them, and now, you know, Red Reserve got a chance to shine. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This series layout, Hacienda, Hardpoint and Search and Destroy, and of course Gridlock Control. Control, the newest game mode here in Black Ops 4, one that we love. It's that love child between Hardpoint and Search and Destroy. It's got a little bit of everything, incredibly exciting to watch, and can't wait to get into it.
Interesting start, a double Hacienda as well. It's going to be kind of crazy. Obviously, for you guys who tuned in yesterday, we had our Call of Duty Open. I jumped in, had my first cast of Black Ops 4, and I tell you what, it gets hectic, but it is a lot of fun. We're seeing some streaks. We saw like a 13 or 16 kill streak yesterday. Two absolute titans here, North America, Europe going head-to-head, Red Reserve, Luminosity. This, I think, could be one of the games of the day.
I think we wgot blessed with a banger. It's clear that we're all on Santa's good list this year because, yeah, it's a treat. It's a real treat for us, and we can't wait to get into this one. Again, this is the first time we've seen two high-caliber teams playing on land like this, and for anybody wondering, the Mozu's still a beast, right? You kind of had questions about which weapon's going to be great. The Sorg's a beast. Maddox is a beast. Everything works as intended. I'm super excited to see what these teams bring because, again, two teams that haven't really had the biggest presence online, in the off-season. Slack was streaming for Luminosity, but we didn't get to see a whole bunch of that one for Red Reserve. I don't know if anyone was streaming on Red.
I think Red Reserve, it's all been, game time. And interesting enough, Red Reserve, obviously, their recent relocation is, of course, Las Vegas, and I think it's going to be interesting. They've had a few more days to kind of adapt. They've been over, I think, a week early. But this is their new home, speaking to, the CEO of Red and obviously Reciprocity as well. Scraps, Wuskins back in the same place, if you like. But for Red Reserve, I think these guys have had a lot of chance to scrim, obviously, North American teams. I'm not sure if the boot count's been going down. No, obviously, it was the Rec House, but it doesn't matter right now. Red Reserve, I think Nameless kind of touched on it, would dub it the God Squad, and I think, there's arguments there to do so right now.
I mean, when you look at the lineup, this is a stalwart team that have been around, since halfway through World War II. When Scraps joined the lineup, we saw an incredible level up there from them. And adding Bance, a player who, as we can talk about him, a tryout player, someone who's had great success. He was in the grand finals of the COD Black Ops 3 champs as well, there with Splice. This is a team that looks, on paper, fantastic. But exactly the same thing can be said about LG. We've talked enough about that lineup again. This could not be a better matchup in terms of on paper. When you look at who's playing flex, who's on the subs, who's on the ARs, they just marry up so well. And this is going to be an electrifying competition without a shadow of a doubt.
Getting a little bit distracted by the banner of Red Reserve there. Rated showing some love to Joe, it seems. It all seems fun and games, but I think now it is down to business for these boys. And I couldn't agree more with Red Reserve, and we've kind of talked about them a little bit now. Moving over to Luminosity, you have kind of a very stacked roster. You look at natural talent, like gun skill. This isn't about chemistry. I just want to talk actual talent. This is a team that is right at the top of the Call of Duty World League, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at that lineup again, the average placement of these players is incredibly high. The only player who didn't have a fantastic year last year was Classic. Yeah. His World War II season wasn't ideal, but at the same time, he's still an incredible player, and he's looking very strong so far in Black Ops 4. If you take him out of the equation, the average placement for these guys is like, what, 3rd or 4th place throughout the entire year? Again, we saw Luminosity win CWL Birmingham last year. They looked fantastic in that moment, and they didn't have a stellar performance throughout the entire season, but that could turn around on its head now. I mean, this looks to me like a game-winning, like a championship-winning lineup. I'm with Nameless on this one. I think Ant's got something.
I mean, Nameless knows what he's talking about. That's why he's on the desk. But I will say the kind of key names that stand out for everyone is, you're looking at the likes of your Formal. He's a potential best player in the world. Gunless, the exact same. At their peak, they have been the best player in the world. You look at Red Reserve, and no one's kind of had that title. No one's been the current best player in the world. Yes, they're fantastic, but it is about what I talked a little bit less of, the chemistry, in-game, how these guys communicate so well. And I'm excited to hear some listening. Scraps, we can see you already. the gifts are going to be made. One person, I will say, who's been so eager, so confident to just get to land is Scraps. He loves it. He loves the attention up there. He loves the cameras, all the bright lights, and the guy's living in Las Vegas, for God's sake.
Hey, he's the showman. You know, we've seen him running around hotel rooms in just his towel. He's the guy. That's what you want. You follow Scraps on Twitter, you know exactly what we are talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from kicking off the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 season. And again, if you've just joined us, it is the matchup that we could not have asked for anything better at this stage. You know, we've got teams going on right now. We've got an Optic Gaming match happening at this very moment. We've got UYU taking on EG on the other side of things. Again, we have 4 streams running, you know, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. But we also have the open stream running as well. So for the first time ever, the open bracket is going to be streamed from start to finish, which is incredibly exciting. But this is the big leagues, friends. This is it. We want to see possibly some of the finest COD we will see today, maybe. I mean, I'm going to hold my biased tongue.
We are at the very start of a very exciting season, Miles. We've got 2 of the best teams from very different locations. But Red Reserve now, do you start thinking that they're a North American team? Absolutely not. They're from Europe. However, they've made the jump. It is about to go down. LG, Red Reserve. We're starting off on Hacienda Hardpoint, but Miles, I'm going to throw it out there. Predictions. Whoa. What are we thinking?
Whoa. Hard to call anything. These are 2 teams we don't have a huge amount of information on. So we're going to let the gameplay speak for itself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it on, Vegas. Black Ops 4 begins now.
Hardpoint.
Red. Hardpoint. Hacienda. The first time we'll say that. Definitely not the last. Momo, here we go. I didn't get those predictions out, but there's no need. For those of you wondering, Hacienda, one of our new maps, Hardpoint, you know the deal, ladies and gentlemen, 250 points to win. Hardpoint's going to rotate every minute. And as is tradition, that first Hardpoint is always going to be a bloodbath. And let's see who can get that first blood here in CWL Vegas. It is going to be gunless, and already we're off to a flying start. Red Reserve picking up kills all over the shop. They put Luminosity down. They're going to be getting that first few moments of hardpoint time there in the fountain. Dead smack bang in the center of the map. They've got a lot of angles to watch out for. They have to be fully aware of those spawns from Luminosity direction they're coming from. And we'll see just how well they hold on for.
Well, it might have been Gunless to pick up the first, but it was a 5-man wipe out there. As we do see Red Reserve take those early points. 15 to the name, but nothing crazy. Now, for you guys who are a little bit new, you can see, obviously, the new interface, if you like. All players at the top of your screen. Of course, we'll guide you through all the action, but keep your eyes down low as well. Look at those specialists. They are so important into a game mode like Hardpoint, but 20 points and counting. And we are going to start to see the rotation now. Those blue arrows all transitioning round, but Red Reserve, they're already set up for it, Miles.
Already set up for it. We are going to see LG making their way around the back-end side of the garage there. Lamborghini, it's basically, you know, helms deep. It's a very strong defensive position. You can see Slack made his way through the water side. So now he's got in there. He's going to be contesting with these players as they try to make their way through. You can see the favorable spawns currently being held by Red Reserve, but John's making his way in through the back end right now. As Slack holds on through the front, they are going to hang in. John, in from behind. This is a huge play. He's going to be able to grab spawns for his team, but they need to watch out for these players who are now coming off spawn for Red. They're going to be the next threat they have to identify. We'll see what the boys of Luminosity can do to get back on the scoreboard.
Still 35 seconds on the clock here. This is when you've got to start to see your grapple guns, your concussion grenades available as well. But the kill feed is split blue to red here. We are going to see the points go in favor of Luminosity. And in favor, it shall go. 26 plays 22 now as they will take the lead. And this is when Red Reserve, they've got to back off. They've got to rotate round. And you see that mini-map, that strong definitive line right through the middle. We'll see if Luminosity can break through. Scraps is going to find one, finds the second and third, and Joe cleans it up with a double, and Red Reserve will be looking to set up nicely here for the next hard point as it ticks over in just 3 seconds.
Coming outside of the fences. That's one thing you're going to be seeing a lot of here in Black Ops 4 is the importance of good trades for these teams. Hugely important, and Joe's going to do the best he can to slip on through and hold on that right-hand side flank. Formal's in up next, but he's not going to be winning the gunfight at that range. Formal, that ICR to his name, you're not going to be seeing anyone running anything other than double grip on those ICRs, and of course double quick draws on the Maddox here at Vegas. Zero hipfire out is going to make it work. That's a lovely bit of damage dealt there, and you can see the line is still being held now from Red Reserve. We do have 2 members still of Luminosity making their way in through. They have got decent spawns from behind. Zero's got a lot of work to do now to hold on the front line. He's going to almost take Classic down. Got to keep that back line open while his teammates are getting the time. And as you can see, Red just about to take the lead back. This is a lovely bit of back and forth between these two teams early on in Hardpoint.
And now, you know, we talk about these kind of new 5-man rosters. This is where we start to see the meta and what it really will be. You know, how many SMGs you're running, which maps, which modes. But it looks like Zero and Joe obviously running the Sorg right now. Zero pops the stim shot. He's going to survive right now. Calls in for Joe. We see the TAC 5 boost has been enabled as well. Joe with 200 HP is going to storm up the stairs and take down Slacked as we see Bance capture the hardpoint elsewhere. 60 seconds on the clock for either team, and now we're going for a fresh one.
Yeah, that TAC 5 boost gives players an additional 50 HP, which, you know, makes a huge difference in these gunfights. These specialist abilities are slowly but surely going to start coming to players when you see that top right-hand side of your screen. Those blue lineups, Luminosity a little closer to ground. There's lovely bit of work there from Slack, holding on that hard point, still contested up over the top. Lovely bit of work there to take care of Zero, and Bance goes as well. Slacked, heating things up here in the Hard Rock Hotel.
Beautiful stuff so far, and we are going to see Luminosity just keep control of the hard point right now as we see the stim shot enabled once more. You can keep on getting that health back as we do see the cluster grenade does connect there for a second and cleaned up nicely by the teammates. Beautiful shot straight through the wall, and Gunless is on fire right now, finally taken down. That's going to be from Joe, but Formal cleaning up as well. What a close game we're starting with, Miles.
Super stuff. We've got final few seconds here on the hard point, but the players are going to be going back now towards the middle. That fourth rotation is going to come to an end, and as you can see, Luminosity with an ever so slight lead. War Machine at the ready for Gunners. That's his player's specialist ability. He's playing his battery. That's a grenade launcher that deals incredible damage. Be able to bank those shots off the wall. Unless players are running the flak jacket perk, they will be going down pretty comfortably there. Gunner's still on your screen. He could be in a position to maybe make this one work, but you can see it's a bit of a stalemate now as Red Reserve pick up some time. He doesn't want to give anything away just yet. Clean shots to take care of. Rated Scraps is down as well. There's a third with his name on it, and it's Bance. Gunless is not dying anytime soon, friends. Big work from him. Can he keep it going now? Rated's also getting tagged. This is great stuff to see, but at the same time, we aren't seeing Luminosity get too much time out of this. So Classic's going to have to stay alive as long as he possibly can now that Gunless is out of commission.
No score streaks on the board yet. With 3-3 streak potential here. Slack coming in from behind. Scrap's going to be weak as well, but that concussion will connect. Gunless, though, too quick. Taking the head clean off of him now, and we do see the rotation coming through with 10 seconds. You're looking to get these back spawns here, and it's actually John who's pushing forward, but with this SMG, can't really do too much. Trophy available, but Joe, sharp shots there, will take him down.
Yeah, absolute hell of gunfire. Slack now using that Tempest. The Tempest has the ability to shock players and leave them vulnerable. Hip fire is incredible. Gets one. Bance is now coming in through the next. Still holding in there. This is a prime position to be using this for Slack. It's a great long-range weapon, able to deal a huge amount of damage. And if he can hold on, again, the hard point all in the hands of Luminosity. Red Reserve have kind of started to slow down a little bit here. They had a good start, but not able to make too much work now. Slack still going, finds one, can't get the second, but the chain, he is going to be able to pick up more of those players, and here comes Formal to mop them up. Unable to do it as Scraps is going to get the kill there. 139 and climbing for Luminosity. They're hanging on as best they can, but here comes the play from Red.
Push is coming through, and Luminosity taking a very, very strong lead here now, doubling the score of Red Reserve for the last couple of minutes, and Gunless there. The 4-piece coming through with the War Machine. Oh my goodness, that's one way to wipe out a team, and it's just got to be rotate time for Red Reserve. 10 seconds left, but with that 4 kills, you know, he knows that they're rotating. They can start to push out, catch them off guard, and catch them off guard they will. Formal finds one, John finds another, and the rotation, this is where it could turn into a bit of a nightmare for Red Reserve.
Gunner's looking very, very strong position right now. We're seeing flak jackets come out now from Red Reserve to try to counter that explosive ordnance coming out of Gunless, but alas, it's all finished. Bance now close to getting his War Machine as well. Gunless is actually on a 6 kill streak right now. He doesn't have any kill streaks to work with just yet, but he's getting there slowly but surely. Gunless will stay alive again. That Tempest, if you don't finish the kill or land a second Tempest shot, they will stay alive. Here comes the pushing from LG over the top, getting the early contest. Gunless needs to stay alive. He wants to get these shots through.
Oh no!
He's going to accidentally take care of Classic. Oh, and the trophy system's going to kill his late as well, so no streaks for Gunless yet. He's still alive at this point, and kill will get it done for him if he can find it. There it is. Lightning strike at the ready now. Gunless with streaks to work with, he can stay alive. This is going to be huge for LG.
How is the man still alive? 28 and 16, 7 kill streak, lightning strike in his back pocket as well to use now. Maybe just one more, can find himself and secure that hard point. 70 points is all he needs, but he can't find that just yet. Again, rotation time, but is it a little bit too late for Red Reserve? They're 80 points down, but they are not down and out just yet. You see number 3, wide and out, Scraps there just rotating. He will secure this, but Gunless on this streak, the Hellstorm, the lightning, it's gonna come in, and it's gonna come in right now. How many can he find? That's the answer, finds the 2, and he's so close, just 35 points away from his next streak, but Zero with the double grab slam. Zero finds the 3rd, it's chaos, it's Zero, and he's here to make the hero play for Red Reserve.
Gunless, he pulls out the Hellstorm, it gets completely nullified by those powerful 4 kills there from Zero, and he's still going. He's not too far away from streaks of his own, 235 points. They're getting the time now. They're crawling back into this one, but they have got no idea that those members of LG are in the water behind them. Lightning Strike now gets called in from Gunless. It's going to force them out the hard point. Now those players are going to be able to leap out in the water. Here comes the first Zero, slides through, doesn't manage to make it work. Slack's going to clean him up there. Bant's trying to pick up the pieces as the rest of Red don't want to let that final 10 get away from themselves. LG still looking strong, but Red are fighting back slowly but surely into this.
Yeah, this was a 100-point lead, now down to just 60. We are going to see Luminosity get the final scrap points here, but it's about that rotation, and guess where we're going, Miles? Back to the middle. This is going to be incredible here. I don't think, no, Gunless did not get the final and third streak, but he is on 34 and 18 right now, 56 seconds in the hard point as well. He's Mr. Do-It-All, as we say. But Red Reserve, they've got to make a big impact here on the middle.
Pac-Man called him one of the best players in the world, and for good reason. But again, these stacked rosters are not going out of this one just yet. Joe dipping and diving, that stun's going to find something, but again, the attack master's going to slow that down. Gunless, huge work there. That was pretty much all hip fire to get that one done. Bant's still alive as well. There's beatdowns going down the top end of Hacienda. This is absolutely back and forth. We still have LG in control. Now, Red back on spawn. They've got to regroup, get those 5 players through. Classic ready to go. He has his grab slam also in the back pocket, ready to get that one. And here we have it. Attack 5 boost coming out for Red. They're going to try to make a play out of this one. They need to cut the supply line out for LG. They're almost at that 200-point mark. And so far, things are looking pretty good for LG.
Yeah, and again, you look at the health, you can see Rated, Scrap's still on that 200 HP. Scrap's taken down, now be just Rated, who is going to be deleted as well. A nice 3 kills from him for Slack, Classic, and Formal. The chain comes down, and Formal, laser-like accuracy with the ICR here, and I don't think he's done just yet. Vance is going to connect, he's going to find him. Looking to trade that kill, but Formal, a great position. Bant's too strong though. Classic off stream with a grab slam does come through. Luminosity, they're starting to run away with it again here, Miles.
Yeah, but that holding Formal back to the back end of the map there is now giving them a bit of an opportunity, but Rated is just getting pushed there. You can see the trophy system in front is slowing down all the concussions. They've got no way of making those nades happen, and you can see the defensive line there. Formal's so strong. Classic's now going to buy them some space. We are seeing players make their way in through some fences, but they're not going to get there in time. There's 20 seconds left. This player making his way in on his own is basically not enough, and Red are starting to trickle one by one in the hard point. They need to make a concerted effort together in order to break that hold of Luminosity, and they're moments away from winning this one. 11 points for the win for LG.
Rated so important right now. 4 players collapsing in. He has to go big. 200 HP doesn't matter for John. However, Gunless, the War Machine, is back in action, and they are just 10 points away from taking map number 1 here. Gunless isn't going to connect with the second there, but just find Zero in the midst of things, and we're going to see Red Reserve break through once more. John and Gunless doing what they can. Gunless is on 43 kills. The Tempest strikes through, and now with just 5 points, then all they need. Red Reserve, it's the last chance, the last ditch effort, and they will break through once more.
Final chance to make it work. They got to get in, but John says no, and that's it. The first map of the series goes the way of LG. We can crack a champagne bottle on the side of this one, because ladies and gentlemen, CWL Vegas has certainly begun now. Here was that slam triple from Zero. Great way to get that one done. Great way to recap. 4 kills, you're right. 4 kills to reclaim the hard point, but it was not enough. LG just too strong. 40+ kills out of Gunless here in his first map. LG are looking good.
Wow, Gunless again, you know, it just looks like he's back to his best. He looks so comfortable on the main stage. And who's sat next to him? Formal. It's incredible to see these new 5-man rosters, and absolutely incredible. However, that is just game number 1 on Alpha.
Guys, we're going to swing over now to our Charlie stream, which is map 1, Optic Gaming and Pittsburgh Knights.
I mean, take a look at Pander. The man's going off. He's 17 and 8. He actually picked up streaks a little bit earlier in this game, so Pittsburgh Knights, man, they're putting on for Pittsburgh.
And it's worth mentioning, we saw Pittsburgh Knights yesterday in the play-in tournament. I actually casted over them, and if I'm being honest with you guys, I wasn't sold. Wasn't sold at all. That first hard point was very, very good. I believe it was this match, or sorry, this map as well. It was Frequency. Their search had a lot left to be desired. Their control was average at best, but right now, quote, best team in the game coming in from online performance up to gaming in Pittsburgh.
They knew they had to impress you.
Exactly that. They're holding their own though here. This is impressive. This is impressive.
Well, it's Parasite, right? Parasite is Crim's kryptonite. Crim has like 3 kryptonites. It's like Apathy, Parasite, and Aches. And Parasite, man, he's doing his thing right now. So this is a pretty close game actually right now.
For me, it's Theory. Theory is like, I feel like he's been such a good player for so long and extremely underrated.
He won championships.
He won 2 back-to-back. cannot be surprised that he's winning back.
7-16.
So what? He's bringing something to the team. There's intangibles. Not everything's about.
I mean, Pander's bringing a lot to the team right now.
He's bringing streaks to the team. That's what he's bringing to the team. But I agree. The theory does bring.
Somebody has to go first. Somebody has to bait.
That's true.
So one player I really wanted to keep my eyes on is the player that you just saw right there, Dashy, right? Online, right? I would tune into his stream, and he looked like he was the best player in the game. He looked incredible. This guy, he was not missing. So I'm looking for him to have a breakout tournament here, right? He hasn't had a top 8 placing one time yet, right? He's in the spotlight. I expect him to go off because when I watch him online, he's just sensational.
And we kind of mentioned it. He kind of had a golden ticket.
I'm going to go on record. They know it. I'm what you call a Dashy hater, I guess. I don't understand.
It's hard to hate the kid, man.
No, I don't hate him as a
good.
person. I'm just talking about. I don't understand. He got this ticket, man, to this team. This is the biggest Oregon Call of Duty, the Crim's best player in the history of Call of Duty. He got to this spot. Now he has to prove he's gonna prove me wrong. Make the Green Wall happy. We'll see. I mean, right now. I
mean, what? To your point, he's playing with Crim, who you can say, yeah, best player in Call of Duty history. You got Karma, a 3-time world champ. Scump, who's been historically one of the best sub players to ever play in Call of Duty. I mean, he sat next to some pretty good play. TJ from last year as well. You got to give him some props to like the performances.
TJ's amazing.
He's an unbelievable player, but. As it stands, Pittsburgh Knights, man.
Optic have a chance to take the lead right here. I don't know who it was that was just on the screen, but he did pick up some streaks. So right here with this setup, Optic should be able to pick up some time, and they should also be able to lock the rotation down on that.
Here's the issue. You talk about streaks. Lacefield, he still has a lightning, and Parasite is fully streaked out as well. So if you're on the side of Pittsburgh Knights, you have all of this extra utility. So let's say, worst case scenario comes and Optic heat up, and they string together a little bit of momentum, maybe a back-to-back hill. If you're Pittsburgh Knights, you have this extra utility to just break those hills, and it's going to put so much pressure on Optic Gaming, and this, more importantly, is not the start you want if you're a Green Wall fan. Coming in from all those online performances, all the 2Ks, all the noise they made, untouchable. This is going to be our year again. I don't want to say it because it's only map number 1.
The streaks come in for Pittsburgh Knights.
And map's not even over.
Exactly. But
ebbs and flows of the match, it happens. I want to talk about Lace. Lace is one of those guys I feel he plays so much better with the chip on his shoulder.
I agree 1,000%.
So much better.
He has a big chip. He got dropped about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
you want him to be bitter? The more bitter, the better?
It's not bitter. It's more like fire, passion.
It's like wanting to prove everyone else wrong, right? You get dropped 2 weeks later, all of a sudden you're on a news.
Parasite has the drone, and it's doing so much damage. It's just tagging people up, and they're just cleaning them up, and more streaks come in for Lacefield. They're trying to lock down all this time. They should be able to mount about a 60-point lead going into the next hill. This is going to be a very tough game for Optic to come back in.
I completely agree. And something important to note here, Panda still has Tempest, and I don't know about you guys on the desk, but for me, Tempest is the strongest specialist in this game. The accuracy with the hip fire,
they're all so
chaining
good,
ability,
it's really good.
Tempest unbelievable.
How do you stop it? A War Machine can be stopped with a trophy. A Tempest, you cannot stop it. You get hit by that, you are down and out for the count.
And I would like to see Parasite use the Hellstorm right here. Yep, he's going to do just that. Here on the U-Hill, when you use this Hellstorm, it can do so much damage. He's going to pick up Crim underground. Dashy, they'll pull out that Tempest. This could be the time where Optic can swing right back into this.
Right now, they also have spawns too, so this is like
they're set up. Optic set up.
Yeah, the Optic set up for new. This could be the comeback, and then we just be wrong, right?
I mean, either way, like you look at what Pittsburgh Knights are doing in this map, and it's impressive. I think credit where credit is due. They put up a good performance so far, but as you said before, Pat, the map is definitely not over yet.
They needed to try, the Pittsburgh Knights, they needed to try to let Optic, force them to use their specialist before they use that Hellstorm. They invested the Hellstorm, and right away, Dashy pulls out the Tempest and stops their push. All the time goes to Optic Gaming, and Optic's going to have about a 10-point lead here.
It's actually a great hold on the U-Hill. A great hold on the U-Hill.
Despite the situation that they were in, that was an amazing
big win, big. Karma's so good.
That's not acceptable.
He's so good.
That's not
He's
acceptable.
so good.
Karma pushes one lane, I believe it was TJ pushed the other lane, and just like that, now they have.
Here's the thing, you can't hold this hill from the front, and Godorex is actually flanking the back right now. He's gonna have to get a kill. He gets taken out. Optic with 4 dead. Optic are gonna be able to hold this.
The only saving grace is if you look at the specialist meters, right? Lacefield is somewhat close to a War Machine, but he's going to need to get it, and he's going to have to use it to try and break a hill. Because
I really don't like the hitting the back with 30 seconds left on the hill, but Theory somehow pulls out a 2-piece. I would like the Optic C kind of sit back there, play behind that tree, just hold the angle. They kind of give Theory 2 kills there. Kill control going to go back to the Knights.
For how long, though? 228, 205. Optic do a wonderful job of coming back despite
the gotta be so happy to have Karma back.
Oh, how can you not be?
Yeah, instant regret.
No, I mean, we can even hear him cheering in this room.
Right? Just instant regret.
You can't drop it 3 times.
All right,
like, come on.
We're dropping Karma a few weeks later.
Honestly, the Knights can still do this because they have to be a flawless hold. I don't know if Optic has any, doesn't look like they have any specialists.
TJ Halley's extremely close. And there we go, 2-piece out of Parasite. Here's the trade sequence right here. This is the game right here. This is huge.
Oh, and Dashi with a double. Dashi with a double.
He's still alive in there? He's still alive?
There's still pressure comes out of Parasite. Oh, you said he was a Kryptonite. You said he was a Kryptonite, and again, it's important to note, Pittsburgh Knights can still win on this hill.
Optic are just hitting from different angles right now. You don't really see an organized push coming in at all, but there goes 2 people pushing in from that U side of the map. They're gonna gain control. This should be it.
2 seconds, I got it.
And you know who turns up right there? It was the young guns, TJ Halley and Dashi. We said we wanted to see Dashi turn up. He ends up about 32 and 24 with a big streak at the end to close that game out for Optic Gaming.
Everyone's talked about it. We already know about Dashi's stats, blah, blah, blah. Top KDs, best search and destroy.
He's talented, man.
He is, of course. I want to see him do it on Sunday.
You're going to hate on him all the way to the end.
There's good reasons to that when you look at the stats, right? Your stats when you play against groups as opposed to your stats playing on Championship Sunday, definitely different.
And of course, a quick update for you on Delta. Evil Geniuses are up 2-0, but we're going to swing back over to Alpha now for map 2 of LG and Red Reserve with Miles and Momo.
LG.
Thank you kindly. Lovely analyst desk. Whew, Optic Gaming heating things up already. Let's see what we can see now as we roll into the Search and Destroy. We're back on Hacienda with Red versus Luminosity here in map number 2. And an early start there from Bance as he picks up Gunless. Quick trade back again. 5v5 Search and Destroy plays slightly differently. Positioning on Hacienda again, it's crucial. As you can see from Bance, lovely spot there to be picking up kills. Slack gets a second this game, Rated finds 1, and now it's a 4v1 situation. Luminosity somewhat lackluster to start this one off, but again, has to come down with that fantastic positioning. Lovely bit of teamwork early on there from Red.
Yeah, Bance has actually got picked up 3 kills. Can he find the 4th as well? That'd be huge for Bance. Yes, he does. He actually planted the bomb too. Let's check that out straight away because Bance, great positioning, great attack of returns as well, gets that bomb down, ICR in hand, and he has a little smirk on his face. He's going to be the player of the game as well, of course, rocking Battery. I think this was his first 2. But overall, Red Reserve very, very confident there. Took down Classic, and I think it was slacked out. It was caught by the Fountain.
Lovely way to start it for Bance as we roll into the second round. Red Reserve taking that early first. God, how exciting. This stage is insane. Like, I'm in awe of what this place looks like. Either way, here we go, round 2. We have got Luminosity now on offense. It's going to be a heavy stack towards A. 1 player made their way towards B, but 5 Luminosity players have made their way in. Bance, no chance of getting any heals out. He's got to wait for that stim to recover, and he can't. There comes the bomb carrier straight over the top. Slack the Classic kills for them. The man advantage goes towards Luminosity for the time being. Not able to get any more of those kills. Can they get the bomb down, and can they retain control of the site? There are not enough members of Red Reserve now to hit that side flank because they need the numbers on the site to get the kills. Joe is going to try and creep in, and that isn't going to work out. Now it's a 4v2.
Very, very aggressive, and I think this started, and it was a bit of a problem as it was a 5v4 basically. The B bomb side, of course, Rated naturally went towards, the A bomb side, Rated went towards B, but now just a 1v4. Rated's already picked up 1. He's got to defuse the bomb as well, and Formal, too clean. And he will even the scoreline out here, 1-1. And I will say, you might have an extra player on your team. These rounds don't go any longer here. These are very quick rounds, very aggressive teams. And Rated might have got the best player of the game, but the one thing that really kind of stood out to me was kind of the team play from Luminosity there. It was a very, very heavy push. The amount of stuns off the get-go really caught Red Reserve off guard here. But we're going to flip those sides once more. We're going to go back on board with the attacking team. So see whether history repeats itself. This time, Joe's getting the bomb.
It's a fairly even split across map again. 4 members of LG defending towards A. B is 1 player on his own, but that's essential. That knowledge that there's no one pushing in that direction is going to change the way LG set up on the map. Now you can see the mini-map to your left-hand side. They are going to be slightly but reshuffling now. They know that not everyone's heading towards A. They're going to make their way back through middle. But that bomb carrier now is trickling through Garage. Rated's going to have to make his way back as well, and Bance, he is going to be on that site in a matter of moments. Formal lurking on the outskirts of the map. As soon as that bomb goes down, he'll be able to pounce, but they do have to be very aware of that. Cluster nade, Joe's going to take the damage. Will any of the stragglers get him? They will. However, the bomb has gone down. Here comes a play, right over the top. The cluster's going through. They're going to buy as much time as they possibly can, but they need to get the players back onto the site to get the guns down. John once again skinning Bance alive. That's huge. What a retake from LG. 4v2 right now. Red, they got the bomb down, but it was all for naught. Rated's now last player left alive.
Rated, another 1v4 and another kill to his name, but it does not help Red Reserve here. Luminosity pick up another round. And again, it really did start by that cluster grenade. We saw obviously Joe planting the bomb, and that shows the importance of things, whether it's a concussion, whether it's a cluster. These are things you've got to use at the right time. And the important thing we didn't really touch on was Bance, obviously round 1, got 4 kills to his name. didn't capitalize on that, didn't get any score streaks, so very well played from Luminosity.
This was from Gunless. And again, we saw beautiful teamwork. Excellent to and fro, wonderful buddy system work there from the likes of LG. And one thing, again, to talk further about the importance of specialist equipment. Classic Grenade is only available for battery. Everyone can see that hat. Gunless is feeling good this event, you know that, ladies and gentlemen. That's an in-joke for the Call of Duty fans.
If you know, you know.
But going back to how important specialists are, specialist equipment as well. That grenade isn't available very often. You have to make that count. The same clusters, is probably one of the most devastating specialist equipments we have that you can get pretty much right off the rip. So they've got to make those count, as with the concussion grenades, and as with everything else we'll see in here. But let's go back into this one. Red on defense, Formal trying to make his way forward. Classic gets the bomb down at A, and a lovely set of kills are going to make this look a little bit nicer for Luminosity on the hold.
Oh, actually picking up a kill there. Could set up the pinch here, but aggressive is Classic. Finds Raiden, and that is going to make it a little bit more uneven. 4v2 as it stands, 30 seconds left. Slack's great position in here. Up close and personal with a sword, but Joe has one in his back pocket as well. Now, maybe catch it off guard. Scraps and Joe could be on for a 4v2 retake. Plenty of time, 20 seconds. Let's see what they have. Scraps is going to go down now with 1v2. Formal trying to get himself some space between him and Joe. One from behind, and John cleans up once more, but whew, that was kind of close, Miles.
Very close indeed. Huge timing kill from Scraps. He managed to get in behind Classic, just able to get that tiny window and managed to almost make that one huge. And this was the final kill. Perfect positioning from John. Goes for the pinch, managed to pick up Joe when he's weak. That was essential. Without that, yep, you're in a lot of trouble. John keeping the dream alive. 3-1 now for Luminosity. It is first to 6. John had a pretty strong year in World War II. Again, a player who's lethal, not only to his enemies, but also to his teammates. He finished the year with the highest number of team kills. I think he was 10 or 20 above everyone else. So John, a dangerous man, wherever you look at it.
A hot trigger, to say the least sometimes. Quickest reactions in the game can backfire. Nevertheless, first blood goes to Joe. Scraps is there to follow up as well. John versus Joe. This is a battle we always love to see. And my goodness, a slither of health for either side there, but both are going to regain. The bomb is going to go down now. 5v2. Tables have turned. This should be a red reserve round all day long.
John not too far away from his TAC 5. That's the health boost specialist. Classic gets taken out, so now it's onto Slacked. And John, they're going to have to retake now against the full red reserve roster. They haven't dropped any players. Gunfight happening upstairs. John's got that TAC 5 ready, but he's definitely going to use it this round. Joe on the hunt. He's making that sword look like an assault rifle. Oh, John shots her out, but not able to make it work. Now he's stronger than ever. It's all on him. Joe finally getting the revenge, finally getting that 1v1 sword gunfight, and it looks strong.
I could watch Joe and John 1v1 all day long. That sword in hand is incredible. But nevertheless, Red Reserve pick up another round here. Make it a little bit closer. And the one thing I'm really excited for, Miles, is these specialists, obviously, they're all well and good in the likes of your hardpoint. But when it comes down to modes like Search and Destroy and Control, they kind of seem even more important. You know, how important is it going to be when someone drops that TAC 5 boost? You know, you're giving yourself an extra 50 HP across the board. We'll have to wait and see. I believe Classic is getting close. John's already got it, though, here. First player on the board, Joe, is also very close.
Yeah, that TAC 5, you can open up a play with that. Use it defensively. Ooh, Classic. Takes clean care of Vance. Slack now trying to make this play happen. This is great timing. Lovely shots. Not able to finish the kill. Finally gets rated. If he hadn't picked that up, that would have been a little bit dicey. Scraps now in from behind. Oh, it's slim, easy pick, and shots in all over the place. Only gets one. But getting out with his life like this is huge. 3v3 still. Scraps, you cheeky devil. That's lovely work.
3v3 now down to a 3v2, and I tell you what, it would have been more kills if that TAC 5 wasn't in play here, but a concussion to his name, he's already seen him, will go out and instantly will connect, and maybe a quick diversion play coming in from Joe will find the first, isn't going to do it, but it's Joe v John once again. John coming out on top here, and Luminosity, another round to the good. And Red Reserve will find themselves 2 rounds behind right now, but again, very important use of that specialist, that TAC 5 boost, really put to work.
Love to see it. Hacienda, Search and Destroy, already looking like a very fun game type for the rest of the year. As we go into our next round, the 7th round, 4-2. Luminosity have been looking strong, and I gotta say to Anne, good call, man. Not a bad team, hey? A lineup of superstars like this, I mean, the European counterparts have got a little bit more work to be to be brought to the table. And let's see how we go. Specialists at the ready now for Classic. Get Grav Slam on your screen. Could be huge. Wait a minute. Oh no, he's coming in from behind if he gets the timing. This one bombs down. There it is. Gets one. The timing's decent, but it's not perfect. Joe's still alive. He must have managed to get the kill yet. Joe's going to be healed up now. He's got no idea where he is. Joe's in position up top. Almost gets the damage dealt. But the defensive hold now from Red is solid. 3v4. Zero is dropped. It's now a 2v2. This is going back and forth. It's absolute pandemonium on a 1v1. Rated versus Formal. Bomb down for LG.
Should find the kill. Formal sleeps away, but Rated cleans up. A big shout out to Bans there picking up the triple. But let's just go back. What did Joe do? Joe turned into, I don't even know what kind of superhero there, jumping around, the evasive maneuvers from Joe just to stay alive. By the time, it was maybe what, 1.5, 2.5 seconds there, but that gave enough time for Red Reserve just to get in those better positions. Red Reserve, I will point out, did invest attack 5 into that. Grav Slam nearly nullified it, but they pick it up, 4-3. We're going to be heading into round number 8. 90 seconds on the clock. Let's jump back on board with Bance. He's got a cluster. He's got that war machine. He's looking ever so aggressive.
Specialist now starting to roll into this one. Zero is about halfway towards his Grav Slam, so kind of quiet. 1 and 5. Early trades now from both sides. Scraps looking strong. That was a big kill. Bance now. War machine out. Tight situation, but there's a trophy at play, and he's managing to get damaged, but not really enough. Only manages to find 1 out of that, so you see the importance of the trophy system. It just eats up those projectiles without letting them do any damage. Zero's now trying to find something here, but he's kind of had his wings clipped. This isn't the Zero we've seen of old. Rough start for him. Can he find something special here? Second kill to his name, and we are going to see Red now with the man advantage just reposition this one as they're going back on the defense. They've got one player sitting towards A, now the two of them making their way towards that B site. We're seeing LG now rotate through middle and possibly hitting that B bomb. We have got Red in position for it now.
Most definitely. Zero and Banter, a duo which I've been so excited to kind of see online. We know how good individually they are, but for me, it's on the same team. These guys are like best buds. You know, this is what you want to see in a game mode. You know, they'll be able to read each other like a book. 3v2 retake here. 45 seconds. Do you favor the defensive side, or do you look at Red Reserve? They've got the numbers. You've surely got to think that they can put up a pinch. Slacked. He's going to be the one to engage. Rated does go down. No one there to trade. I eat my own words. Zero. Too quick for myself. And now a 1v2. Classic has to play this perfectly. Maybe a grapple.
Grapple play is a possibility. He can go straight in over the top. He's got to watch for Zero, though. Good spot. Now that he's seen Zero, the bomb is about 75% of the way on the defuse. The timing has to be great, otherwise it's gonna happen. There's the defuse. Vance gets it done. And again, that's the advantage they have with numbers. Slack gets a nice kill, brings it back to a 2v2, and immediately traded out. With that, Vance took that advantage, gets the defuse, and a great way to tie that round.
And I'm glad that that was the best play, because that was where I thought Zero, he was too far gone behind that wall. I was like, there's no way he's catching Slack. He just kind of sneaks away, but Zero's so hot on the controller there, just sneaks on in, snaps onto Slacked here. 4-4 in rounds. We're going to see another round 11. 90 seconds. Let's get into this one as we go back to Formal on the defensive side of things here. Just looking across the board. No specialist just yet. Slacked is close. The wallbang potential for Formal, of course, isn't rocking that FMJ. He's got the double grip quick draw. I did see a couple of Red Reserve actually having that FMJ on.
We're also seeing Formal running Seraph. He's not running a specialist piece of equipment, so he's got an extra attachment on his weapon, which is, and he's also running 3 perks. So Formal's kind of, he's opted out of that one because, of course, you know, attack deploy isn't available in CWL rule set, and he doesn't really feel the need to run a concussion. The rest of his team are, so we'll see if that Annihilator comes in. Again, one of the longer specialist abilities to achieve. Joe in from behind, so sneaky, the shots are out. He's not really going to be able to get too much there, but has he given Rated enough of time to sneak in? Big shots, huge kill there for Classic. Now, as they make their way forward, 2 players left for Red, huge kill from Zero. It's now a 3v1. Rated's all the way at the back, and that's going to be it as well. Formal's going to get the kill. With 3 members left alive for LG, they're going to be going for the defuse now. And this is pretty important. We're seeing streaks slowly but surely being worked their way towards John. He managed to pick up 1 kill that round. Now he's going to be getting the defuse as well. But that is the TAC 5 ready to roll. We also have got Tempest ready to roll now for LG as well. So that's 2 specialists they're going to be able to go into this final potential round for them. In an investment here would mean potential victory, but that's a big gamble they have to make.
It must be frustrating when you're going into a must-win round as Red Reserve and you see that TAC 5 enabled. And, you know, that's, 50 HP spread across their whole team. It's an advantage. It's as simple as that, but that's why Luminosity are looking to close this one out 6-4. If they do, if you missed it already, Luminosity did take the hard point We'll put the series score at 2-0. And look at that, TAC 5 already used. We've got the Tempest available. Joke will be caught out first. Rated's gone for a swim with the fishies. Could be finding Formal. Oh my goodness, you're right next to each other. You're not even in the combat zone, but Rated's gonna find him. And Rated will get the first kill. Classic answers back.
Super important trade. Again, if Rated makes his way through, he's going to deal so much damage, and from behind, Slack still has that Tempest out. John's gone down. This is pretty big now for Red. Cluster out, straight on top of that bomb site, and getting the damage dealt from the cluster, and the little shrapnel pieces that fly everywhere and explode as well. Joe, waiting from the side, almost manages to make a second happen. Scraps with the pinch, damage being dealt. Scraps can't quite get the kill. He's got his Tempest available as well. Haven't seen anything happen whatsoever from the likes of Little G this round. This has not been a good one for them, and now it's all down to Classic. Grab Slam, nowhere to be found. There's a player in the office behind him, and who's going to take care of the business? It's Scraps.
Tempest. Used, not utilized there. And it all came down to, for me, it was the SMG players. You Joe, you Scraps up in those kind of corridors as well. It's actually going to be Scraps to finalize it, and it takes down Classic. I'm excited to get into a round 11 for obvious reasons here on game 1 of day 1, CWL Vegas, of course. But I'm looking at the specialists. Who has them available? Who doesn't? We'll, of course, find out as the round 11 is going to kick off. Gunless so close. Scraps, I believe, does have the Tempest available 0 as well, just a slither away. And this is going to be a hard-hidden A, it looks like. Yeah, I've got the split variation coming through, but is the Tempest used? We've seen it kind of fail a couple of times, Miles.
This is so interesting. The stuns came out from LG, and I don't think they found a single player, so they don't actually know that how many members of Red are in there. Joe goes down early, Tempest out. This is it. Time to shine. Formal's been tagged. He's going to be taking that damage, but the tack mask's going to slow it down slightly. John's gone. This is it. Scraps needs to go big. He misses the hip fire, though. Gunless manages to get it down, and Gunless keeps going. 3v1, round 11. War Machine at the ready. He could pop it right now and just make this that bit harder for Rated.
This could have been a very different game there. The Tempest did connect. I believe the 2 players at the back did get up, but now Rated. The bomb is in no man's land. This is Luminosity's all day long. They're waiting for Rated to walk into a trap. It should be all but over. Gunless is going to find him. And now the streaks come in. That's going to be it. And Gunless finishes that one with the War Machine. Luminosity tie things up. They extend the lead, for goodness sake. It's 2-0 to LG. Red Reserve are in trouble.
What a round 11. Just goes to show how important and how influential specialist abilities can be. Scraps missing that hip fire, that cost him the round. That simple as that. If he manages to get Gunless there, they maintain that pressure. They manage to retain control of the bomb site. Gunless doesn't pick up a wild 2-piece. And there's the man on your screen. Ooh. Search and Destroy is pretty sweet. Hey, boys and girls, that is it. 2-0 so far to Luminosity Gaming. Red Reserve have got to bounce back in a big way. Up next, we do have Control. Now, we talked a bit about Control. It's the gorgeous hybrid between Search and Destroy and Hardpoint. 2-0 up for Luminosity so far. Red Reserve have got to do a whole lot of digging to get back into this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Call of Duty World League. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back after this break. from Red. Streaks to work with as well. Bance went absolutely ham.
Who's the Hellstorm?
Hellstorm managed to make it work, and now with Drone Squad to start this one off with as well. Drone Squad, an incredibly powerful kill streak. The destructive potential is huge. It basically sends 3 little drones that fly around the map and just rip your enemies to shreds. We've got these nice little machine guns attached to the bottom of them. One day they'll be delivering our food and our packages, and in this matchup they're going to be ripping LG to pieces. On board now with LG on the offense. It's a 5-man push all the way towards B. No one is really in position to defend this one. You can see Red, they've stacked towards A. That's where they've gone. Grapple plays coming out. They're going to buy as much time as they can. Lightning Strike's going to hit B though. That's the power of Streaks. They've got to sit indoors. 3 kills to Bance. Call that a successful mission. That worked out. We are seeing LG coming in now. Little too late, maybe, but they've actually followed those players out. 27-27 right now. 13
kill streak for Bance. As we're seeing something pretty incredible go down already. It's going to make it 14, but that is going to be wiped out. Bance 17-4 here. He is the addition, of course, to Red, who can coordinate that correctly. If someone's down and out, they will not get it.
First wave held off successfully from Luminosity. They're still at a life deficit though, 18-25. Red now making their way in towards B, Slack in the furthest forward position. All this information is important, and that stun is going to make things very difficult. Joe cleans him very effectively. 4 more on the right-hand side, gets ripped apart there. The Tempest coming out from Scraps. Scraps now lighting things up quite literally. Gunners is going to go down, cleans him up. There's Streaks to work with. This is it for Red. They're starting to make this look heavy, and that was a nice trade there. Actually, you've got 2 members now down in the hard point. They are going to be able to keep getting the point. Here comes Classic. Ooh, almost gets it. There's a sniper's nest now still available. 21-10. Luminosity bleeding profusely. They're going to stop something here. Joe coming in with a lightning strike. And there it is. Red Reserve. They throw everything in the kitchen sink directly into that point, and they make it work out. One chance they had to keep themselves alive in this series, and they've managed to do it. They're going to force that game 4. Gotta hand it to the boys in Red. Luminosity, slight frustration, but you gotta say that, to be completely honest, Red looked a little dominant from start to finish on that one.
Yeah, and I think that just says a lot about the actual game mode. You know, this is brand new to, obviously, the CWL 2019 season, if you like. This is a new game mode. None of these guys obviously picked it up. They all have the exact amount of time on this. And it's almost, you know, adapt as quick as you can. Learn this game mode as quick as you can. And we have obviously just seen Red Reserve come out and show what they're made of. However, that doesn't kind of take anything away from Luminosity. We're currently 2-1 up in the series. We will be heading back to Hardpoint. Of course, Luminosity, that's pretty much a 100-point victory.
Gotta give it to the boys of Red Reserve. Bance in particular, Streaks made that a hell of a lot easier for them. But here we go, Red find themselves a sign of life here in this series against Luminosity. Luminosity up by 1. Can they tie things up in our next hard point? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Call of Duty World League. We'll see you after the break.
The Call of Duty World League is presented by PlayStation 4, the official platform of the CWL. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. Level up the game. And Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amps of the CWL.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Muse Hall here at CWL Vegas, hello! We hope you're enjoying yourselves, those who aren't in the auditorium. Things are getting spicy already here on day one of the Call of Duty World League Las Vegas event. Of course, if you're not watching the matchup, we've got Blackout happening. There is a zombie station as well. I mean, it's a Call of Duty fiesta. It's just a festival of Call of Duty, and it's all happening here in Las Vegas. And boy, Series 1, not quite over just yet. We thought it might have been a 3-0 sweep the way things were looking, but Control was where Red Reserve finally found their form. My name is Miles Ross, and joining me, of course, Momo, aka Phil Whitfield, and we're bringing you the action here. How you doing, bro?
Not too bad. I mean, first day here in CWL Vegas. For me, it's obviously about seeing these teams, and I was a bit worried that Luminosity were coming out, the 3-0 hammer coming on, but it is, of course, 2-1. We want to jump on to our Charlie stream, though, because Optic Gaming, you may have heard of them, aka the Green Wall. Quite a big fan base, and right now, they're playing none other than Pittsburgh Knights here. And again, a hard point, incredibly close, Optic Gaming taking that at the end. I don't even know what the Surge and Destroy was. Obviously, we were busy casting Alpha, but we do know it is 2-0, and right now it's going down on Control. And we've just seen this map. Gridlock, of course. Can Optic Gaming come in with a hot 3-0?
Yeah, we've seen our first few Control matches here in Black Ops 4. So far, so good. I am a huge fan. I think this game type is incredibly exciting to watch, and as you can see, Optic are 1 round away from the win. No streaks to work with, but they do have at least 3 specialists ready to go there. Crim6, he's got his Vision Pulse almost ready. Here comes the Tac 5 from Scump, giving everybody that premium gas they need, because here comes the Pittsburgh Knights, straight on into the point. They've already got the contest. TJ's in there now. Theory picks up 2 there with his Grav Slam. That's going to buy a bit of space there for the Knights to make their way to the showers.
Theory finds 3, and I will say that's a perfect way to shut down any type of Tac 5 boost, and we're going to get a melee come in. It's not going to connect as Panda does finalize Karma. I will say, Scum, 27-11. Keep your eyes out for that. Scum's having a phenomenal start here already and looking to end the dreams of some players. 24-23 right now, but they're going to regain, recharge. It's a great start, I will say, for the Knights themselves. Actually, Theory and Parasite combining with a nice double. Is this where we start to see a little bit of a change? Because, again, we just casted everyone attack B first. Optic Gaming, they were like, you know what, we're taking out A. However, unsuccessful in that. Looks like they've rotated round and they're going for B. They're pretty successful, looking for that first tick, and here it is.
Oh, TJ. These nades, these shots, TJ is once again just proving how much of a dangerous player he is. Whoa, Parasite has a thing or two to say about that one, but regardless, War Machine ready to rock and roll for him once he gets back off of spawn. 1 tick down over on the B site. A is now where the Optic will be focusing their attention. Parasite on your screen, attempting to try to cut the play from the side, but he's got to watch out for TJ right in front of him, get some quick revenge. Crim6 finds a second, they're on the hard point, and all of a sudden, Godorex comes through, trying to slow this one down. 2 ticks now towards A. Optic looking very, very strong. Can Godorex flush these players out? Dashi says no. One of the most storied online players you'll see. Dashi had a lackluster year on World War II, but he certainly caught the attention of absolutely everyone in the community with his incredible standout plays. If you've ever been on the man's Twitter feed, you know he's a sniping whiz.
Oh,
disgusting.
Absolutely. I mean, right now, okay, we're not going to see that, but potentially a little bit later. Dashi sliding around, he's going to be taken down by Theory here. You look at the top, it is all levelers, pretty much 14 lives apiece here, plenty of time on the clock. It is all eyes on the B zone, 1 tick already complete, but I will say, the Knights have been looking very, very strong on the defense here. Number 6, I do want to catch potential Scump maybe, is going on the flank. Vision Pulse.
Here he goes. Vision Pulse at the ready. If they time this, he could be provided with all the information he needs, but well done there from Theory to actually cut the play out there. Scump in from behind is a dangerous thing. Crim6 trying to stay alive now on the point. They've got the contest. Trophy out. He's got to watch out for those players from behind. The fists aren't going to get it done as Laceville takes care of Crim. And we're now at a 10-7 with the Knights in the lead with the kills.
Yeah, we could be seeing a round number 5, and that's always exciting for sure. 90 seconds and counting here. 3 lives to the good is the Knights. Looking across the board, TJ does have his specialist, Godorex. Very, very close to his, but nevertheless, this is where you get down to those single digits and you're like, guys, we need to stay alive. It is all about the kills, and this is important. Sliding on in. TJ trying to find one. Theory does regenerate, but now everybody goes down. TJ picking it up, and he's now got the cluster and the War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine from behind now. This is dangerous. Going to be able to catch these players on spawn, potentially. The position he's in now is huge. Beautiful turn. Takes care of Theory. And here it goes. 4v5. The lives have expended now. This is the last chance these players have got. Optic, 4v4 for the win here. And the 3-0 in the series, if they can take this point, if they can push on through and get these 4 kills remain. TJ, perfect cluster grenade, he's going to keep himself alive for the time being. No one in from behind. Can he find anything here with the Maddox? Parasite's going to get him, and now it's a 2v3. The Knights fighting for their life here. Karma says no. All down to Parasite as he takes on 2 members of Optic.
The zone. And the zone is going to be captured by Optic Gaming, and Parasite there does not get in time. And I tell you what, it was a 2v2, a 2v3. It all kind of went up in the air, but Optic Gaming, they clean it up. Congratulations.
Parasite decided not to contest the zone there, and hey, that's going to be a 3-0. Now, over towards Bravo, we have Splice taking on G2. Splice with a handed 2-0 lead in this series, but at this point, as you can see, tied up 2-2 here on Control.
Actually casted my eyes to the right-hand side when we were setting up, and I think the hard point was like a 250 to 50. This was a destruction on hard point. Of course, Splice welcoming Jerd, of course, along with 4 North American players. Right now in Control, though, we're going to the final round a lot closer than the previous respawn, and on your screen is Temp is going to be hit, of course, by that concussion, and Decimate there, living up to the name with a double War Machine kill as Gino takes out Jerd. And we do see G2 Esports here a little bit stronger.
G2 with a very slight life lead at this point, 18 to 14. Again, this is the first time we've seen one of our transatlantic alliances here on screen with Jerd, of course, coming in from Ireland, joining a North American lineup. We have just one other in the competition that we'll be seeing today, and that's of course Reciprocity. But until then, see what Jerd can bring here. Attack 5 boost, he's got the juice as he moves on forward. Ricky gets caught just as he off spawn, and that's a wonderful spawn kill. That's exactly what Splice need. They have to find a way to take a lead here in the kills department. 9 to 14 right now. Jerd doing a lovely job keeping it alive, but again, difficult position to be in without the support of his teammates. 8 to 12. Clock's ticking. They need to get in the contest as fast as they can. Otherwise, this one is going to be going to G2. Someone needs to get on the point. Tim couldn't slide there in time. G2 are going to take it just by the skin of their teeth.
Wow, okay, well that is another tense Control. I'm not going to lie, I am enjoying the hopping from back and forth. Get to see all the action here, but we're going to head back to, of course, the main stage, the main event, if you like, Red Reserve versus Luminosity. I just want to bring up a point. Did G2 say they were hardpoint gods? Am I getting mistaken?
Who called them hardpoint gods?
I don't know. I might be mistaken. No, Nameless had heard some intel, but I'm sure they'll discuss it a little bit later on. We're going to see a double coming through, and my goodness, I think everyone's confused. You're all getting shot in the back, and that's through the specialist. The kill feed lit up, and do you know what? Just respawn, go again. That is too much for me to handle.
Dude, that was like Spider-Verse there. Everyone's swinging around. Everyone's having a go. That was great. I'd love to see that one. That's the start you want for a Red Reserve. They've got the first 15 seconds. Zero trying to contest up top blue here. This is an incredibly important power position, and that right hand is going to take John down there. Johnny going to be coming back up after that one. Joe holding the front door down. Beautiful bit of work. The Sword doing fantastic things for him. And again, the vent play actually managing to make it work there for LG.
15 seconds left here before the rotations come in. As you can see, Red Reserve, they have cleaned up a little bit more of the points, but I don't think those points are going to matter too much here. It is about the rotation, of course, working towards the specialist. A nice start from Zero there, kicking things off 4-on-1. Slow for Vance, though, yet to pick up a kill, but across the board, she's going to be where a trophy cancels another one out. The swords are in action, and up close and personal. Zero, John, Joe, we are going to see get in that action, and the slight dismantle there, we'll see Scraps and Bants pick up a nice triple.
Yeah, this is one of the more difficult hard points to attack. You see the high ground isn't necessarily the most useful position to be in. As you see from Scraps' perspective here, these players have to make a play over the top. Joe not able to get it done. Scraps is now going to have to contend with the players coming from behind him, as well as the players on the ground. Once those players make it onto the ground, that's when they're able to actually do something. But when you're dealing with an aggressive Scraps like this, the position he's in, he's catching these players as they fall into his lap. Oh, he needs to get the kill. Slack though, that was almost hideous. That was almost in the top 10 blunders. Something you'll find on a terrible website later on. Vance does get taken down. Red Reserve still with a comfortable lead at this point. Luminosity unable to make it there into the back cranes. As we move over to our next hard point, and Rated, making formal, look a little scared.
The back up, but he'll be able to regen here. John getting aggressive, and you won't be hearing that for the last time. This event, this a year, and he's still on a hot streak. Taking down Rated, he's going to fall there finally to Bants here, but a nice hold. The good spawns obviously in favor of Luminosity. They've worked hard for them. They rotated early. And it's going to be interesting how Red Reserve come through that. The cluster, he's going to find himself in an automatic door as we see the moonwalk come in from Scraps. He's going to get back in the action, but surely in a 2v1 elsewhere, Zero finds a double, and now Red Reserve, they've got the pressure on.
Pressure's on. Gunner's going straight in for the lightning strike, but that hard point is completely open. There's no cover. So Gunner's going to get some tags out of this one. Not a kill just yet. It does get Scraps. And now the play. Hellstorm at the ready. Gunners, they need to take care of him as soon as they possibly can. Zero making things look dirty, and that's the snipers that's ready to go. That's an attack helicopter that has 2 snipers on the side. And all they do is take the faces of your teammates incredibly dangerous. Here they come. That's going to make the outside of the map very, very dangerous now. This is going to give them the final 10 seconds almost without any problem, and it is going to make the next hard point an absolute nightmare to contend with as well.
Luminosity is making these hard points look easy. 13 and 5 right now. Sniper's Nest going back and forward. Incredible stuff, but finally Classic does go down, and now on your screen is Formal. Trying to lock down those lanes, but he's going to get concussed for a second. He's got a trophy, which will, of course, help his teammates a little bit too. Going for that team play, as we do see Luminosity now, 67 playing 83, a little bit behind, but in prime position to get back into it. Another clean sweep there as 4 go down, looking for the 5th, and that's going to be 0 here, coming in from behind. And Red Reserve maybe just needs to slow things down here. And you look at those the mini-map, those red arrows, they kind of all culminate together, and this is the attack. Doesn't go well for Vance and Joe, though, and 0 does answer back, but it's just not good enough.
0 started to fire up, though, and he had a really rough search and destroy. A few moments where he was very lackluster, but again, the first hard point is looking very, very distant memory for Red Reserve. LG may have taken the lead, but the fact that Red have got this kind of point, they had the lead to begin with, just shows they're in a different form right now. See if they can't maintain this pressure. Again, Slack watching the back end now. That's a big play from Joe and 0 now, trying to punch a hole through the rear, through the defenses. And Joe, once again, concussions have been doing absolute work for him. No one with that tag mask trophy system not able to shut those down. How are LG going to attack this one now? The office space lined up, full of those Red Reserve players. Formal, 33 HP, still alive, not able to hold on as he could. Slack still, now pushing his way forward. We have got Red in control for the time being, but Slack peekaboo straight out of there of the vents. Gunless can't make anything work, still has streaks to go with. Slack still top offices as he can poke his way in and out of the position on the hard point. Obviously, Red have set themselves up to nullify this play, and that's great work from Scraps. And here's 0 on the front door. Ooh, the turn almost has it there. Red Reserve with the lead, but for how long? Luminosity still hot on their heels.
Yeah, it really does seem that way, and honestly, I kind of don't know how this has worked out where Red Reserve are still in this game when you got Gunless dropping the numbers he has. Everyone else is pretty much neutral. But Red Reserve, this is a team that did this all of last year. They can come out with results even though they've been outslayed, sometimes outplayed. Scraps and Joe hold tight in the middle, and we are going to see the final second go to Luminosity, but it's back to the middle, back to that all-important, and we are going to see available. Full 0 is that grab slam. We are going to see, of course, maybe use that in the near future, but maybe not on the middle.
Well, we're seeing how devastating the grapple and grab slam combination can be. Ruin, an incredibly effective character when it comes to big plays. Speaking of plays, Gunless now ready to rock and roll, still has his streaks to work with and the War Machine in this power position to nullify those players, making them through top blue. You can see Joe waiting for this one. Stuns again from Joe, but no one able there to pick up the pieces. That hot, and you can see on the other side of the map, we've got Classic locking down the cafeteria. He's just doing the best he can, prevent these players coming in on spawn, and that's exactly what you needed to see out of 0. Open up that lane and allow those players to make their way in. This is what they need to break the hard point, because Luminosity have looked so strong here. This has been a 30-point hold to them easily, and they're looking to get a few more seconds out of this one, but Red have just managed to nip that out.
Gunless still has a streak available right now, I believe the Specialist as well. Of course with the grab slam, but 0, he's going to find one, he's going to finally fall, and we are going to see this time a little roles reverse. Luminosity were on the attack here last time, but my goodness, he's going to try and find it with a Tempest, used, not utilized, and that's going to be frustrating here as we are starting to see these Specialists, these streaks, and of course, all-important grenades getting thrown around as well. Classic's going to fall, Formal finds a double, and Formal's going to find himself in trouble there as Vance finds one. It's a tale of 2 doubles. As we see.
0, there it is. Finds his 2. Shots are on for Formal, but again, doing that on his own. His teammates were a little slow to the party and not able to really capitalize on this one. We've still got Luminosity control. There's Joe with a contest, but Classic with the perfect cover. Classic looking to get a grab slam kill of his own, not able to get the setup play there. Does just miss the grab, but either way, we do have now Red Reserve back in control. 130 and climbing, Luminosity with the final 10 seconds. They are going to have to let this one slide. Slide. How many slides have we seen in this one? One of these players are greased up, or what's their deal? They get waxed on their knee pads and slide around the map in the back.
I mean, it's all about movement. Black Ops 4, whether it's a slide, and of course, you know, whether what you're attaching to your weapon can influence that. The perks that you use it as well from how far you slide. But 0 is gonna find himself behind enemy lines, not to find a kill, as does Joe. But these swords, I tell you what, one of my favorite weapons, if not my favorite weapon of Black Ops 4. So aggressive, you can just tear through the armor, the health, everything in your way. But Formal, like a sentry gun that he is, just holding tight with the ICR.
It's possible for them to get another 30 seconds here. You can see the hold is so strong. Formal's in a great spot. He has his Annihilator at the ready, and here it comes. This is the 6-shooter from hell. He finds one. I thought that was going to be a hell of a lot more. Joe gets 2 on the play. In they go. This has actually been a great run from Red. The Annihilator didn't quite work out, and Red Reserve managed to just steamroll right through the front door. Gunless, hanging on for dear life. Formal gets back off spawner. That was looking pretty dangerous. 215 now to the 140 of Luminosity, and this is it. Red have got to do something special.
They really have. I mean, Red Reserve, they were being great. They were being aggressive there, but they weren't getting time. Luminosity were just getting 5 seconds here and 5 seconds there, and that's why they currently have this 80-point lead and rotating around. This could be the end of Red Reserve. Of course, if you missed it, it's 2-1 in the score and series for Luminosity, however. Red Reserve in control. Classic. Gunless finds 2, answers back at 0 and scraps, and now it's a battle where you've just got to trade, and I love that play from Red Reserve. Well, here we go. Oh, no! Doesn't work out. The grab slam will have to be saved for a later date. Bamps with the War Machine, finds 3, and will find himself with 30 seconds still left on the clock. This is huge. It is much needed. And honestly, without it, they may be going out.
Bant's still trying to hold on. Streaks coming on the outside. Classic has yet to use his grab slam. Big shots from Bant's hanging on those players through mid, trying to push them back. Big kills if he can get it, but not able to do it. Here comes Slack. Classic going in. There's a grab slam opportunity waiting to happen here, but he's almost going to make it work. Formal finally gets on the hard point, and that's it. LG in control. 5 seconds remain. Classic, the setup there with the grab slam. He grapples in, gets cut down. You love to see it.
Red Reserve, though, great rotation. They only gave up 5 points, 6 points on that last one, and now they're setting themselves up for success. Will it prevail? Of course, we've seen the specialists that all are available. Keep your eyes on Gunless. Keep your eyes, of course, on Classic. Are we going to see this War Machine? Are we going to see the grab slam? I feel like it may be a slide and grab, but no, miss. Does not execute that, and that is 4 down for Luminosity. I feel like this is going to be a nail biter. Red Reserve, they're still in this, Miles.
Gunless can still get this done with the War Machine. He's also got the grenade to work with. Cluster's going to make a big, big difference here. Trophies are out. They're trying to cut down this entirely. Oh, there's a big win for Gunless. Can he make his way in? Tactic Boost comes through. There's the War Machine. Shots are through. Can he find any more? This one finds a second. There's another player in there with him. It's the other side's battery. That was Bants. He doesn't actually die from that one, so the hard point is still being controlled by Red. The streaks, the special abilities haven't been able to get it done for LG, and Red will stay alive for now.
Crazy thing about this is all those specialists have been used. The closest we're going to see is maybe Scraps or Zero, but I don't think it's even going to come down to that. It's this raw gun skill. And in the middle right now, in the lab, is Luminosity here. Really trying to find a way through, but it says no. It lights up blue, and Luminosity just 15 points away. 1, maybe 2 more waves of kills. The TAC 5 boost is on. This is the time they win their first series. With 6 seconds left, this is all they need. Formal goes big with... once again, the Maddox, and again, it is good night for Red Reserve. 3-1 series score as Luminosity come out hot here on the main stage of day 1. CWL Vegas, and Red Reserve will have to go back, rethink, regain, and come back stronger.
Nothing to sneeze at. It was a 3-1. Of course, the Search and Destroy was a 6-5. We've seen the prowess of Red in control. But the hard points definitely went the way of Luminosity.
Yeah.
Gotta hand it to him. Respawn gods, maybe nameless, maybe Pac-Man. Could have been Katie, who knows? And that's a wonderful way to start our Friday here at CWL Vegas. We will be seeing these teams later on. But my, what a way to kick things off. Now, what does that do for you now when you think about how does Luminosity look? At this point, playing against a team like Red, it's the first map. What do you feel like?
Well, they feel very good, but let's hear what the analysts have to say about this.
Thank you so much, guys. Again, that was LG taking it away on Alpha. But now we're going to swing over, Pack, to Bravo. Spice is up 2-1. We're on map 4.
The fact that this game has gotten this close is actually surprising. After the beating that G2 took on the first map, it was like 250 to 50. They bounced back pretty strong. They were up about 70 points in this map.
It's funny.
Spice
I was going to say, it's funny because we had that conversation about G2, right? If there was anything more like G2 coming back from 2-0 down, taking it to a game 5, you could just kind of see it happening. And for Splice, this has been scary.
You know what I'm seeing out of G2, really? Decimate. Decimate's playing amazing.
He had a crazy game 3. He was 32 and 17.
Okay.
Yeah. Granted, that went all the way to the last round of Control, but I mean, like, he was the guy that was slaying for them, and one of them has to step up and be a slayer on this team. And right now, it's Decimate. He's killing the air.
If they're going to be a good team long term, I think it's got to be like Decimate or Blastful is going to really have to step up in the slaying department. And right now it's Decimate. He's doing a great job.
And I heard a lot of pro players saying Splice seemed like one of the dark horse teams, one of the teams to look out for. And I wasn't completely sold on the Splice team yet going into this event. I had previously watched them play an online series against the Pittsburgh Knights where they got dominated, right? And when I watched that, I was like, Splice definitely has a lot they need to improve upon. And I don't think G2 is the strongest respawn team, and for them to just like win that game 3 and be up here in game 4, I think that says a lot about Splice not being that dominant team that a lot of people thought they were going to be going into this.
Still a little bit of time, potential for a comeback at least, but I kind of agree with you.
If they win this next rotation, the score's going to be basically tied. It's just come down to the end and punches up.
But the way people were talking, I would have expected Splice to be just steamrolling right through G2. Like none of the players on G2 are really respawn like dominant players. I guess Chino probably being the most experienced respawn player on this team, who's been on a respawn team before. But right now, Splice trying to inch their way back into this. Only down 26 points is extremely doable. The problem is though,
all they do is kill Bryce out of the hill. They kill Facento out of the hill. Now
problem is Facento, Blast, Ricky, and Decimate are close to the specialist, and you're only going to have Looney and Jerd really that are up. And Jerd's, yeah, he's on the respawn. He's going to get a specialist as well. So it's going to come down to who gets it first.
3 kills. Dude, this guy's amazing.
Playing well, but it's not over yet.
No.
Of course, Splice still trying to push him towards the hill. Plenty of
Splice still has the spawns for this hill, so they keep these spawns.
And there comes the streak. That's huge. If Decimate can earn that specialist, I think he's about 1 kill off. It will help them immensely here at the end of the game. But right now, Chino going big with the 2-piece, and then the trade process right here. This is what you want. You want to keep funneling and trading at the end, out flood, and just hold that control and get the last few points. But trying to hang on for dear life here is Splice. Ricky coming in though.
I'm gonna be honest.
Here's the problem, right? 8 seconds. They have to win this fight and still push through the other side of the map.
Yeah, and this is like the hardest hill ever to break, and the crash comes in, and like I said, specialists at the end of the game, that's what you need to seal the deal. G2 should be able to get these last few points, and there's the War Machine as well. Spawn's coming all the way out, all the way at Church.
Yeah,
that's what you needed.
Undoable. That's an impressive win from these guys.
Absolutely. I mean, Decimate, once again, dude, this guy's 29 and 18, absolutely dominating right now on this map. That's what you need. You need him or Blast to take over. Right now, it's Decimate.
Hey, we got our first game 5.
Yep.
First game 5 of the year. Love to see it. Splice G2. That's a potential reverse sweep as well for G2 from 2-0 down in the series. Now taking it to a game 5. Exciting stuff.
Absolutely. We have seen, of course, LG, Optic, Evil Geniuses taking wins to start out the day. I want Pac. What first impressions?
I almost forgot. I said Gunless was the best player in the world earlier, but I actually almost forgot
how good he was.
He's good he is.
Bro.
Right.
7,000 damage on both hardpoint maps.
Absurd, dude.
I have some notes right here, and I just wrote LG versus Red notes. Gunless. That's my only. He was dominating. On the first hardpoint, he was 42 and 20, and then on the game 4, he was also like 35 and 15 at one point. He gets his War Machine 3 times a map, every time.
Although that is true, that series on paper, when you look 3-1 LG, I feel like that's kind of a misleading scoreline. Search and Destroy was
close.
very, very close. It goes to round 11 where we kind of looked at it and we're like, all right, Red, they have their specialists. This should be a round they realistically take. We look away, we look back, all of a sudden it's a 1v3. I'm not sure exactly what happened there for Red Reserve, but that's a map they should have taken. To me, that series should have gone game 5, but to your point, LG, they look good, man.
That search and destroy was sloppy on both ends, to be honest, the entire time. LG being able to close it out there in the last round, but the control, I mean, Red dominated, right? So it looked pretty good in there. Bance had a huge game. He earned full streaks about twice, I think, and they were getting the flags like instantly. There was one round where they're on offense and they captured both flags within about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So Red looking good in control, but Gunless too much in the hard point for them.
Of course, let's really quick. We do need to bring up those pools for a sec. Pac, it's always you that I feel like I'm cutting off. I'm so sorry. But we do need to now, of course, bring up those pools and take a look. So Pac, I'll start with you now. What do you think? Indeed.
Expected.
Right.
It's going to be that pool D.
It's expected results. It's pool B, man. I'm telling you. I'm calling EG to come out of this pool and winners.
If G2 upsets Splice right now, hold on, before we get back to it, if G2 upsets Splice right now,
EG's going to come out in winners?
EG's going to come out in winners.
That's possible. What do you mean?
And we do of course have pools A and C coming up.
Well, we just saw a Red in hardpoint.
Did you just watch EG in control?
Red looks behind in hardpoint. They looked behind. We
don't know yet, right? We got to see them play a couple more games, but that pool D is going to be interesting because if G2 upsets Splice, it puts us in a situation where if Splice beats Optic, they definitely have the talent to do it. There's going to be some sort of weird tie going on in that group. So that group right there is the one that I'm going to be looking at going forward.
One thing we didn't even
if they upset them.
For Optic versus Pittsburgh Knights, 3-0. The hard point, I think it's fair to say Pittsburgh kind of threw away a little bit. The search and destroy, I think we already have one of our top plays of the day, Scump with a miraculous 1v2. The confidence of him to pop crash it in a 1v1, gets the extra health and challenges and just.
He deserves praise, but like Pittsburgh Knights made a terrible play.
I'm glad
Parasite jumped down on top of that on the ladder, just jumped down and charged him. He's trapped in a corner. It was a terrible play by the Pittsburgh Knights. They're going to regret that one, but I don't think they had a chance of winning that series regardless.
No, I think they did. Looking back at that series, they gave up a full 60 on the U hill. A full 60.
Exactly.
That does not happen. And then they also had rotations for the next hill. They got gunned off rotation. That can't happen. It would have been better for them to just get blown out, honestly. Because then that's in your head. They're like, we actually could have won that. We threw it away. We completely threw it away. I don't know.
So I want to know, do you guys think, though, Ant, that Pool B is as competitive as we were thinking it would be?
Absolutely. I mean, looking at it right now, EG, I didn't expect them to dominate like they did. I thought it'd be a little bit closer of a game between them and UIU. I thought it'd be a better match. Yeah, I think it's going to be an extremely competitive pool. We'll see what EG can do going forward.
Credit to my old duo, Revan, coaching the team. Proud of you, buddy. Proud of you. First win under his belt.
He's got a lot on the table with that roster right now, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, that's a frustrating group of guys to try to get together and coach.
Of course, and up next, we do have our A and C pools that are going to begin their matches. This is the beginning of CWL Las Vegas. It is so exciting so far. These matches are great. The venue is full of thrilled fans. Coming up next, pools A and C.